So part 5, hopefully we can finish the moon and the stars. So we started our last star, that is in here. We have finished the, he's giving out. So we've finished this one, that is the I think, again, the row 9, the star 9, and this is our last star, star 10th. And this is our moon. So I've been moving this moon up to 107th row. So this is the middle section is done. And now we are starting to put it back, the other part of the crescent. You're gonna start to work on that. So anyways, row 171. I am going to knit across down to the moon, and then I'm going to come back to you. I'm going to also forward this down to my lap so you can see what I'm doing. So let's see. So we're back at the start. This row now, we have a last time we're going to move, just use the same stitches. This is, so we're going to do one more row in the same line. So we're going to knit across those 12 stitches. And knit to the end. Turn your work around. Purl down to the color B. And what we're going to do now on this with moon, we're going to move in the row 1 stitch to the left, a little bit more out again. So what I'm gonna do now is I am in here, so I'm gonna purl 1 with the color B, change it to color B, and I'm going to purl the 11 left one. And we're gonna purl 1 extra. So we're going to move the whole thing 1 bit. Okay, now you change to the main color. I'm going to now shape my star, what is shaping up here really nicely. Then purl to the end, turn work around. This is 172 rows, so 173 I'm going to knit back. And when I'm approaching again the moon, I'm going to come back to you to show you what I'm doing then. So row 173, approaching the moon, we're going to do exactly like the last row, one more time. So we follow the color B, those 12 stitches. Now change the color, main color, knit to the end. have a bit of a knot here. End of a wood ball here. Do that a little later. Turn your work around. It's getting so long now. We're nearly at the end. So we're going to turn the work around. You burl down to the moon. So what we're going to do now is we're going to knit one. Knit one with color B. Is this? Sorry, no, that's, I'm looking at the row ahead. We're going to keep this one. We change it around to color B, but we're moving forward with one stitch at here. So we're going to next purl 13 stitches instead of 12. So we are extending the one more stitch on this side. So we're going to do one more. Okay. Flatten the work and change to color, main color. And now I'm going to work on to the end while shaping the star here. The star is getting in the midsection. And now I'm going to come back to you when I have, this is 174th row. So I'm going to come back around when I'm in here around on 175th row, the next row. Okay. So 175th row, getting closer to the moon motif. We're just going to go straight down to the color B. I'm going to pick up my color B. And I am going to knit 12 instead of 13. So I'm going to stop just one stitch before the other end. And as you see, it kind of can curl a bit, but when we are pressing it, it just flattens out. It will be fine then. But just make sure you do flatten your work each time. There got to be bigger gaps here. As you, later on, when you press it, it just kind of levels it out and it's just going to come nice and tight there. So change your needle around, change your color around to the main color, flatten your work and knit to the end. So let's turn our work around. 176th row. I'm just going to check that here now. We are here. Perfect. So what we're going to do now is you burl down to your, down to here. You work all the main color stitches. You work straight up to color B. Now you change your main color to color B. Purl down 13, so one extra on the other end. We extend it out again for one stitch. So our work is starting to take a bit of a more of a shape. I'll just show you now. So we get to the end, work 1 stitch more, flatten your work, change the main color. Just going to do a few purl stitches here to show it to you. How is it going? How is it looking now? So 176, so this is row 176. You're going to work your star. The star is halfway done, and that's how our moon is looking at the moment. Like I should have done a little bit more. So we are starting to shape the curve out now again. So I'm going to keep going, and going to come back to you when I am on a row 177, next row, around in this area. So we're going to keep working on it, and meantime I'll keep working on the star as well. Now, as we are approaching, what is going to happen in, this is 170, row 177. So we're going to grow 1 more from this side. So we're going to have a 14 stitches then. So 1 before the color B. Change it to color B. Oh, I better get some wool up here. Okay, let's see how we get on. So we're going to change it to color B. Hang on. So I'm going to knit until I have time to reach. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And you knit down to the end all the 30, so you would have 14 stitches left on the needle. Then make back to the main color, flatten your work. Okay, flatten your work, knit to the end. And we are going to turn our work around. We're going to purl now down to the color B. It's row 178. Okay, we are going to go 1 more in with color B. Here you go. We're going to change it to the color B. And if I'm not wrong, let me see. Yep. We're going to knit 14 across. We're going to go all the color B stitches. Very careful around here. So we have the 2 threads. Yeah. And 1 extra. So that is 14 stitches. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. Flatten the work, change it to color, main color, and a purl by shaping your star. We're going the last bit of a star now. few more rows to do on the star, but they're pretty much actually closing on the same, around the same time. So this is very close to the end. It's very exciting. I am excited. So 178 row. I'm gonna come back when I'm on next row, 179. So first of all, I'm so sorry, I have mixed up the numbers. It's 189th row, not 179 row. But it's easy a mistake. I'll explain it in the very end. We're actually on a right track. So if you got confused, my apologies, totally. I'm sure you understand where we are. And you probably were like, she's an Egypt. Yep, I am an Egypt. So let's move on. What we're going to do now, we're back 179th row, 189th row, I keep saying it, 189th row. We stop at the one stitch before the color B. We going to do similar what we did the row before. We're just gonna move everything one stitch forward, the whole row, one stitch forward. I really have to kind of, it's hard to catch it now. Or is it in my eyes? My eyes, I can't see. Hang on, we're gonna bring it all to closer. Move one row, flatten the work. Change to a main color. And knit to the end. Now, row 190. Okay. We are going to purl down to the color B. Okay. Straight into color B. And what we're going to do now is 2. We're going to extend it out another 2. So just to make it sure, Trixie, you're a little bit uncomfortable position here for me. I'm going to hurt you. So straight down to color B. Okay. And we are going to go across those 14, purl across those 14 in color B. And we're going to add another 2. 1, 2. Back into main color and purl down to the star, shape the star and down to the end, and that is our row 190. We have now 20 rows to do to end, and about a little bit less than, I think it's 8 rows to finish the whole star and the moon. So I'm going to keep going. I'm going to come back to you on row 191. Okay, so approaching the moon, 191, row 191. So we are stopping 2 before, changing to color B, and yes, my colors are all mixed up. They're tangled at the back, but I'm so close to the end. We're only 6 rows to go. So you're gonna knit 2 in the main color, and then you're gonna knit across of all the color B stitches. And we're going to stop one stitch before the end of in color B. And we're going to change into main color, flatten the work, knit to the end. Okay, turn your work around. So you're going to purl down to the color B. Okay, we're in color B. We're gonna knit 2 in the color B. Gonna go 2 in, 1, 2. We're gonna change the color B. I just want to check how much we're gonna go ahead. 3, okay. So gonna purl down across of the moon with the color B. And we're gonna purl 3 extra from the main color. So we're gonna push it through 1, 2, 3. So we have 3 new stitches with color B. Flatten the work. Change into main color. Now our star is at the end of the line now. So we are going to just form the top of it and then just 1 more row here with the bit of a shine. And the moon looks quite nice. I'm really liking it. So now we going to purl at the end. I'm going to cut off the video here. Going to shape the star. This is our row 192. And I'm going to come back when I'm approaching moon on row 193. We're nearly there. There is only 4 more rows to go in the moon. So row 92, 192, 192. We stop 3 stitches before the moon. We're going to change the color B. Going to knit across 1, 2, 3. And we stop just 1 stitch before end of the color B. So we're going to go, 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 go. Yeah. Oh, I'm so close to the end. Please don't do this to me. So yeah, stop in here, flatten the work, change to color B, main color, and knit to the end. So that's 193, row 193. Okay, row 194. We're so close to the end. I'm so excited. It only took me 3 weeks to do this. So I'm gonna knit, purl down to here, the color B. And I'm actually gonna go 1 in. as I'm starting to shape the top. Yeah. So we burl down, straight down to color B. One more in color B, one in color B, change to color B and purl across, stopping one stitch before the main color. So we're kind of closing it off now, the top of the moon part. Keep a little bit knotting here, hang on. We're gonna straighten it out. Okay, you stop the one stitch before the end of the color B. You change it to main color. This is our row 194. We have 2 more rows left for the moon. So I'm gonna go now, flatten the work, make it flat. Keep going. I'm also shaping now this part of the end of the star. So I'm gonna come back on row 195 and I'm approaching moon again. Because we know how to make the star, don't we? And we're gonna look the other 2 rows. Okay. So row 195. Gonna down to the moon now. We are going to knit 2 in color B in, change to color B. We're gonna knit across and we stop 2 stitches before the end of color B. This is row 195, so next row would be a last row for the moon. This is where we are shaping the top now. So we stop here. We're going to change the color, main color. Flatten the work here. Dun, dun, dun. And knit to the end. Okay, I'm gonna look at that a little later. Gonna do those 2 rows. That does not look very nice there. So row 196, you're gonna purl down to the color B. It's a lot of purling now as we are approaching the end. Now hang on. Got here a bit of a tangled. What I can do actually now is I am going to cut the wool off here because I have the last bit to do. But it makes it take this off. Okay. So we purl down to the color B. Now we're gonna purl with the 5 stitches with the color B to the main color. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Change to the main color, the color B, and purl 5 stitches. That is the top of the moon. 2, 3, 4, 5. And next you just change it back to the main color. Oh yeah. I'm gonna go a few, and I have to get my other ball of wool there. And you're gonna just burl out of the moon here. Now. And I'm going to burl to the end. This is our moon shape now. This is the full moon done. It's quite big. Cannot wait to kind of, it is curling a bit, but when I am pressing it out, it actually comes down quite nice, but it needs to be pressed. So tacked and pressed. It is coming, it's quite, actually, it's much nicer than, it's hard to show you right now. So yeah, this is our moon. I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna fix this, and I need to get another ball of wool. So I'm gonna come back to you on row 197 when I'm approaching the moon, and then we're also closing off the star as well. So yeah, okay. So I actually took liberty and went a little bit further ahead. So I have done now 200 rows, row 200 done. And this is all our motifs done. So I have to go another 10 rows and then the blanket is done. So I'm gonna go, it's just the 10, it's just on the last 10 rows here with just the main color. So I'm gonna go do that. And then we are finished with our part of the motifs and the blanket, and we're going to start to do the edging. I'm going to come back in 10 rows, show you how it is and what I'm going to do, okay? See you in a bit. So here we go. The blanket is done. The chart part, moon and star motifs chart part is done. 210 rows. It's big. You can see a little bit of the texture finishing because I actually ran out of that color and I had to unravel it from here. It's an old scarf, but it got loose and it's the same color anyway. So I can cut that off. Now I'm gonna cut video here. The motif is done, yay! Next we're gonna do the edging, and I'm gonna do that in a part 6. And then we can start. Yeah, it's finishing. So exciting. So I'm gonna see you tomorrow again. Thank you so much for joining. Join me tomorrow.